rates have been raised from 25 basis points to 3% or 300 basis points, however you want to say it, in a very short period of time. I mean, since last March. So I understand his point. The difficulty is that inflation is over 8%. The Fed allowed itself to come pretty much behind the curve. And so I think that the other part of that argument is they're projecting that they're going to be at 4.5% by year. And that is, I think, probably the more, is the better choice, so that you have a better chance of bringing the inflation rate down. And you will still, I think, have a recession next year, but it may be more mild if we get hard stuff out of the way early and get inflation tracking down more quickly, and then maybe pause at that point. But I understand his point. It's just I think it would be a little too soon. 3% is probably not going to bring inflation down at all, or very much.
But he's saying the signs are there, whether you look at money supply, whether you really look at, inflation expectations, a key metric of how consumers are going to behave down the road. That is easing. So there are signs to indicate that the Fed can talk hawkish but act dovish. And that has been the narrative all along, that the Fed is going to prepare the market to be hawkish, but then they're going to monitor the data and, if need be, pivot and step back if the data suggests so.
Well, I think yes, I understand that argument, but I think you have to go back and remember, and at least from the 70s, if you get it started and you pivot too soon, you will bring back inflation very rapidly. If the Fed says, "Oh yeah, we're stopping," or we're starting to talk about pivots to even lower rates, I think you get a very hawkish, in the sense of very aggressive market then getting ahead of itself. So I think they do know this, and my own view is you've got to get the rate up. If inflation is 8%, you need to get the rate up much higher, and I think they're shooting for 4.5%. And if they get there and the inflation does start to slow, then they need to stay there and not back off of that too soon, to where they reignite inflation, say in the second quarter of 2023 or the third quarter. So they have a very delicate and very difficult period ahead of them in terms of decision making. But I think to pause at 3% may be too soon and too low.